Hey y'all, just hanging out outside the tiny home. As you can tell from this backdrop, it is a gorgeous day in the neighborhood. And it's class time. It's the Nomad class time. Whether you're a beginner, a wannabe, or been on the road full time, I think I have something for everyone. As many of you know, was on the road for over 3.5 years as a full-time nomad, living in my car, a Acura sedan, and then I moved to a Toyota Highlander SUV that I have now. I am a gypsy soul. I love the outdoors. I could live outdoors if it weren't for the elements. Today's a perfect day to live outdoors. Well, with no further ado, today's class is going to be on my 10 items that are nice additions to have in your nomad journey. In our last class, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you didn't see it, I'll put the link in the description. I've also got a playlist of all the class. We did, or I shared with you, the top 10 what I think are must-have essentials for this nomadic life in my heart. So I hope you'll join me, all you serene and simple life peeps. Thanks for being here today. Oh, today's class is going to be 10 things that I have in my nomad life that I keep in my SUV, which in a future video I will show you where I store everything, because it looks like a lot, especially the last video, you know, those 10 essentials. Like, where do you put all that stuff? I'm very well organized, and I like to share that with you. So we are going to do 10 things today that you don't necessarily need, but they're nice to have. And before we get started, I'm just going to get this out of the way right now, just like the last video. A quick disclosure that I'm an Amazon affiliate. I make a small commission. If you go to my store, which is amazon.com//Serene and Simple Life, you'll find my store also in the description. But if you order anything 24 hours within putting it in your cart, whether it be from my store or elsewhere, I make a small commission, and I thank you so very much. So it's just Amazon giving us something for tooting product, I guess you could say. So today's class is not going to be as long, I don't think anyways, as the last class. So you're going to be able to get out and go see-do sooner today. So grab your notebook, your pencil. Unless you've got an excellent memory, then that's awesome too. And I'm going to show you here what I've got on the table inside the cooler. Dun, dun, dun. In no particular order. Ooh, loved having these guys. Talk about a sense of security. They're blinky lights to put around your rig. I've got 2 sets here, or one, yeah. Two individual ones here. They are solar powered, and I put these out at night to keep away those little critters. If you've been following me since the onset, you know that I got mice in Washington back when I was a camp host. Oh my gosh, that was May 2019. I was only there a couple months. The mice got in my trunk. All right, we're not going to talk about it anymore. And put these in a large Ziploc. Do that later. But anyways, they got in my vehicle, and after that, I did some things I should have done from the beginning. I went and got blinky lights, and I did a whole video on keeping away mice. So you can go back and watch that. Some blasts from the past. That's what I'm calling this month. This is May Madness, Blast from the Past, because it's my birthday month, and I'm just reliving some nomad life and sharing it with you. And I also have my book out. Didn't bring it out here today, but it's called Rut to Revival, A Gypsy Soul Nomad Journey, and you can get that on Amazon. Rut to Revival. It's an excellent story and a handbook that you can write in, take notes, and everything that I'm sharing with you in these videos is also in the book, lists of different things. But I've updated, since I last did a video on essentials, I've updated some of the things that I have. But alrighty, let's keep going here, right? Speaking of mice, along the way, not at first, but I got an ultrasonic rodent repellent. This is battery operated. Only used it a couple times. Open up the hood, put this in there. I don't know, it's supposed to go off, I guess. You know, or keep the mice away with the noise. Does it work? I don't know. I haven't had mice since I got the blinky lights. Yay! All right, that's number 2. Number 3, you need a mallet. I didn't have this at first. When I would put up my shower tent, I would use a big rock or a hammer. Not the same as having a mallet. This is also great. I have a clam too. I didn't pull out my clam. I don't know, that would probably be on this list as well. I love the clam shelter, and I have the screens that you put on the outside for privacy. I put that up when I was in Washington at Sandy's, and I also put it up when I was at the tiny home community. Loved it. It just felt like a cute little outdoor home for the day. And you need a mallet to pound the stakes into the ground. All right. So I did show you the shower tent in the last video, last class. On to, this is a wind guard for your little camp stove. I didn't have this at first. I do a lot of makeshift. I used the plastic case that the stove comes in. At least the gas one propane butane stove comes with a case. The other one I don't think did, the Coleman. But I would put that up and then like put some supporting rocks behind it, and that was my wind guard. And then I did an upgrade. So love this little guy. Definitely comes in handy. Has little clips to keep it in place. See? Clips. And it has a nice little storage. This is actually a gas one. I am going to do a wrap up after I do. Next video will be on safety and power. I'm going to combine the two. And then after that, I'm going to do a little wrap up, and I'll give you prices and what everything would cost if you were to purchase all these items. I think that'll be fun. All right, that was number 3. And now we've got the cooling towel. This was a gift from my friend Jody. Jody goes back, I don't know, Creative Memories days, like 30 years ago. Hi, Jody. She got me this cooling towel when I first started. And for the longest time, I didn't use it. And then all of a sudden, it was almost a necessity for me. I would get a plastic bowl, get some ice from Subway, dump the ice and a little bit of water inside the bowl, dip the towel, and wrap this around my neck and put it on my face. Whew. I especially remember doing that in Montana. I did a video on that as well. How to stay cool in your rig. So I know a lot of these, you know, you have to go and search. The playlists are pretty well organized, so that's why I'm doing some of these videos now as like a little catch up, and it I don't know, it coincides with my book. And then when I get back on the road, if or when I sell this tiny home, I'll do some updates on staying cool through the summer, and I'll show you the clam when I put it up. I have a lot of ideals and things that I want to do, go camping, but I'm not going to do that unless plan A or plan B comes into place with this tiny home. I'll share with you plan B down the road. But for now, as of today, while I'm doing this video, the home is still for sale. I did a video on how you can be in touch with me, a little bunny trail here. It's a beautiful home in a beautiful community, and I'm doing shorts every week on the actual tiny home. So, and a short is under a minute long, so you don't have to listen to the babbling brook all day. But if you're interested, this is a beautiful location and I have a beautiful home. Thank you, Jesus. The cooling towel. Next, we've got the solar lantern. And this is just like I said, it's solar. Very, very nice for, see, there's a light in there. You see the light? I don't know if you can see the light. Oh, when I would go to a campfire at night, I had this with me. So when I was going back to my rig, I could find my way. I also put this, you know, it's just like a flashlight, only this is really cozy. I also put this inside my clam, and I also would put it in my shower tent. If I needed to do something at night and it was dark, instead of having a flashlight propped up somewhere, I would just have my little solar lantern, and it sits nice on the table to just to be able to do things in the dark. Love it. I think I got that right out of the gate. I'm not sure. Okay, so how many things have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be, I feel like, oh, no, we're on to 6 with the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is 7, and it's the Coleman cooler. I didn't always have this. When I first started out, I had a soft side lunch pail, and I would just get a little bit of ice and maybe tuck some Baby Bell cheeses in there, some yogurt. I don't know, keep a little bit of lunch meat for a day or two. I'd buy those budding, like, I don't know, are they $1? They're probably $2 now. Buy some lunch meat and just put it in my little soft side. And then I upgraded to this Coleman. And from there, y'all who've been watching me know that I did a big splurge when I was leaving Walmart in Montana after working there all summer, saving for my tiny home. I got this expensive cooler. It was like $325. It was made in America. I was like, yes, everything made in America. Well, unfortunately, I didn't keep to that mindset that I had back then, but bought this cooler. It was too heavy for me. It was too cumbersome inside a car. So I've gone back to the Coleman. I will be showing you where I keep all of this stuff in a future video. I sold the made in America cooler just recently here at the tiny home. I used Facebook Marketplace. Yay for Facebook as far as Marketplace goes. And yeah, got what I asked for it, and I took it to Arizona and I posted it for sale, but nobody bit on that. So I ended up selling it here. Awesome. All right, so we are at, that was number 7. Sorry for the confusion with the amount of things. On now to the Road Pro. This is not something I had right away either. Probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 months in, I got some of these things. I do highly recommend that you don't go and just go crazy buying things at first. I've watched plenty of videos, and you probably have too, where people buy a lot of stuff and then later they regret it because they don't need it. And I do have a couple things in my vehicle that is the case. But this is, dun-da-da. I cook cornbread in here, that little Jiffy corn muffin mix. I've done that a couple times. And I've cooked lasagna in here a couple times. I've not used this very much, but every time I do, I'm like, why don't I use that more often? So, very fun. There's videos out there on using the Road Pro too. I think this is, I don't know, do you call this a 9-volt or a 12-volt? I was calling my little kettle, the electric kettle that I showed you in the last show, I was calling that a 9-volt, but is that 9 or 12? I don't know. This goes into the cigarette lighter, and away you go. making a special little lunch or dinner for yourself, or breakfast. Love doing the cornbread. And I buy those little metal, these things at Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree that's no longer dollar, right? On to the Black & Decker Dust Buster. Oh my gosh, always feels good when you sweep out your rig, right? Just feels like cleaning your home. I'm a tidy person. I'm not necessarily, I'm not necessarily a look at the dust and get that taken care of right away. But I do love having this because it makes a difference in your mind and in the look of your rig. You know, if you're at the beach, get the sand out of there. If you're in the desert, get the flying dirt out of your rig. All right, number 9. Hey, I'm keeping to my promise here. Not as long as the last show, I don't think. I don't know the timing for sure, but here is a folding table. I have used this often. Comes in like 3 different sizes. You can put this across your lap. It also tilts. There's these little clippy things that makes this tilt. Hard to do when I'm showing you right now, but the tilting would be nice for if you've got your laptop or you're reading and you don't want to be flat like that. I put this in the nook of my SUV. Again, another video coming up, so you'll want to subscribe and click the bell if you're not already. And as always, I so appreciate your thumbs up, guys, and your comments, your positive comments, because that helps the algorithm. So it's not just helping me, but it's helping people in general. Think of it that way. You know, if you're like, yeah, I don't want to help Linda. Help somebody else then. How about that? Okay? Even if you don't care for the person that's, you know, doing the video, you can help in general if you like the content, if you like what they're doing. So this is all about tiny home life. And this month I've dedicated to nomad life. Love that little table. So what else? I just want to ask you also in the comments, how many of you or who of you has most of these items, or you're going to add one of these items to, or a couple of these items to your things that you want to have with you in your nomad journey, whether it be part-time or full-time. And put in little comments of items that are accessories or things that you like to have. This is just an overview of a few things. You know, I carry vinegar. I carry the spray bottle for cleaning. I carry, you know, lots of odds and ends, a coffee mug and one pot and a fry pan. And I'm not showing you kitchen stuff, and I'm not really showing you, clothing. Like I have hiking boots. That'll come in future shows. Maybe when I'm on the road, I will do a video inside the SUV, which I call Happy Haven, of my clothing and my food, things like that. But right now I'm just covering like essentials, things to get you going, or things to add to what you already have. So I think that will about do her. Give you a little review here like I did in the last show, and you can be on your way. Look forward to talking to you about power and safety in the next show. And I forgot to mention the last video, but put your questions in the comments too, whether it be questions about these items or questions you have about nomad life in general, or something that you want to know about myself. And I am going to write all those questions down. I'm not going to answer them in the comments. I'm going to write all the questions down, and then at the end of the month here, I will do 1 or 2 videos depending upon how many questions to answer your questions. I know sometimes I just talk in circles. Anyways, let's just do the review so you can ace the quiz and you can be on to your day whether it be work or play, whether it be go see do. Just go out and live life large and live in the moment. Quick overview of the 10 nice to haves. Before I do that, I want to let you know, forgot to mention, that this chair will hold up to 300 pounds. Seriously, it is a very, very strong, secure chair. And the metal table I showed you in the last show. Here we are. What I went through today is the Coleman cooler. Love this guy. I think I had this when I first started out in a different color, and then I got that later on. So I ditched the red one and got that one. Just some trivia. I did start out after the soft side. I got into a little cooler at first before I bought the big thing. Okay, we've got the rodent repellent, and we've got the Road Pro that you plug into your cigarette lighter. Here's the table I was showing you that tilts, and I said 3 sizes. I meant 3 heights. 3 heights to fit over your lap or whatever you're doing. I love it as an office space. I would actually even put this outside on I carry a folding table with me also that's a little smaller, just a bonus for you. That'll be your bonus round in your quiz. And then the vacuum, the dust buster, the mallet. I bought this in Arizona at the hardware store. I bought the lights at Harbor Freight. Don't remember if I said that. The cooling towel. You can find these things in my Amazon store. Here is the wind guard and the little solar light if you want to use in addition to a flashlight. And also, I forgot to mention, you can hang this in your dressing shower tent also. How fun is that? And then lastly, I went and grabbed my book so you can see firsthand. It is for real. Rut to Revival, A Gypsy Soul Nomad Journey. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. So with that, guys, hope you learned something. Put in the comments some little takeaways. Share some of your thoughts about nomad life and essentials and such. And also remember to put your questions in the comments. And with that, blessings in your day and joy in your journey. See you in the next class.